Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scott Manning coming to you live from Scott Manning YouTube Sports Talk. It is now time for the weekend wrap-up report. I want to thank all of my loyal viewers for being with me here tonight. I sincerely do want to apologize for the late start. The Padres and Dodgers decided to play an all-nighter, or it felt like. I had to write down some final notes. I had to make sure everything was all set for you guys before I went on the air. Here I am tonight with a lot to talk about. And what can I say? That Dodgers-Padres series, seeing the Padres take 3 out of 4, it proves that the Dodgers have some serious contenders. And let's think about this. It was a great series all the way around. The Padres beat the Dodgers tonight 8-7. It took them 11 innings to do it. The Padres took 3 out of 4. Tonight's game was a classic. The Padres were down 7-1 at one point, and they came back and won it. Fernando Tatis Jr., he was 2 for 4, 4 runs, 1 RBI, a home run, but he did strike out once. Trent Grisham, 1 for 5, with an RBI and 2 Ks in the ball game tonight. Manny Machado, the former Dodger, 2 for 6, 1 run, an RBI, and a strikeout. Eric Hosmer, one of the many heroes of this series, and I'll get to that here in a minute. 2 for 4 with a run, 2 RBIs, a walk, and a strikeout. Jake Cronenworth, 2 for 5 in the ball game tonight. 1 run, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Everybody tonight thought it was going to be a pitching matchup between Joe Musgrove and Dustin May. I thought that was going to be a great pitching matchup, but here's the thing. Musgrove only went 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, but struck out 4. Relief pitcher Tim Hill got the win tonight with an inning pitch and struck out 2 and walked 2. You know, the one guy that I feel the most for tonight is Dodger starter Dustin May. He had a 10-strike. He pitched 6 solid innings, struck out 10, but the Dodger bats and the Dodger bullpen let him down. I mean, that's all there is to it. And here's the thing. When you think about what happened tonight, Mookie Betts tonight, 1 for 7 with a run and 2 strikeouts. Corey Seager, 2 for 7, 2 runs and a K himself. Justin Turner, 1 for 5. He did have an RBI, but struck out once. Max Muncy, 5 base on balls in the game, and he did get 2 runs, but in his only real at bat, he struck out. Chris Taylor, 2 for 5, 1 run, 3 RBIs, a walk, and struck out once. The Dodgers need to work on their play in the outfield. The Dodgers need to work on base running, and the Dodgers need to learn how to do small things instead of swing for the fences like I saw tonight. And here's the thing. The Dodgers left the bases loaded 4 times in the ball game. They were 3 for 17 with runners in scoring position tonight, 1 for 9 with the bases loaded, and they left 18 on base. Incredible. This is why the Padres managed to come back and win this game tonight. Had the Dodgers scored at least 4, 5, 6, 7 runs, lights out. We would have not had an 11-inning battle tonight like we did. The Dodger bats were bad. The Dodger bullpen was a joke. The bullpen let him down, and that's all there is to it. And if you look back at all the games combined for this 4-game set, you'll see how the Padres managed to take 3 or 4 from the Dodgers. Listen to this. For the series for San Diego, Eric Hosmer, 5 for 15. He did strike out once, but he had a walk and 2 RBIs. Fernando Tatis Jr., 5 home runs, 2 of them off of Clayton Kershaw. I have not forgot about that. He was 9 for 15. He was a beast. 5 home runs, 6 RBIs, but he did have 5 Ks. I can't lie about that. Manny Machado, the former Dodger, 4 for 18 for the series, had an RBI, 5 strikeouts. Trent Grisham, 5 for 18, 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 9 Ks. That was the only downside for him. And Jake Cronenworth, 2 for 14, but he did have 6 strikeouts. Some good, some bad for the Padres. But take a listen to the Dodger numbers for the series. Corey Seager, 4 for 17, 2 RBIs. He had 5 Ks. Justin Turner, 3 for 15, 2 RBIs, 3 walks, 4 Ks in the ball game. 4 Ks for the series. Max Muncy, 1 for 9, 8 base on balls, 1 RBI, 3 Ks. I'm not making that up. Mookie Betts. Everybody thought he was going to be the big bat. Let's see. 3 for 17 with 1 run, an RBI, a walk, and 5 strikeouts? Really? Chris Taylor. He didn't play the entire series, but 3 for 10. 3 RBIs, 1 run, a home run, 1 walk, and a strikeout. That's the synopsis of the series right there. I have never seen a series with... I figured the Dodgers were just going to dominate. I was thinking this is going to be an LA massacre. Boy, was I dead wrong. To see the San Diego Padres take 3 of 4, and in tonight's game, the Dodgers were just as bad. It was just something like this. Oh. They were just a complete train wreck. And let me do that again. And right now, I think Dodger manager Dave Roberts wants to do this. Tonight's Dodgers-Padres contest, it should have been a blowout. I'm sorry, but the Dodgers were up 7-1 for crying out loud. The bullpen let them down. The Dodger base running was bad. They left the bases loaded 4 times. They left 18 men on base. That is why the Padres won tonight, and it's part of the reason why the Padres took 3 of 4 in this series. And that's the meat of the matter, and that's the bottom line. Well, from the Dodgers and the Padres out on the West Coast, let's head to the East Coast of New York. The New York Mets took 2 of 3 from the Washington Nationals. Not a bad deal. And the Mets are now back in first place in the National League East. The Mets and the Phillies face off next Sunday night, this coming Sunday night on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, by the way, before I forget. But what have the Mets have done the last few days? Let's think about this. Brandon Nimmo. He has a .370 batting average with an OBP of .477, and he has 20 hits. He leads the team. Pete Alonso, a great supporting role. He's hitting .267. He's hitting a mere .267 with 5 home runs and 12 RBIs. I shouldn't sound like that, but what can you say? And Francisco Lindor. Right now, Frankie's having a little bit of a rough time in New York. He's only hitting .210 right now. But I will say this, though. The Mets, as a team right now, they are hitting a collective .244. That's the truth of the matter. The Mets have really impressed me. I know they're one game above 500 in the National League East. However, let's be fair. They were a little bit behind the 8 ball due to COVID-19. They're in first place in the East. And everybody's saying that the National League East looks bad right now. We'll wait and see about that when the time comes. But the truth is this. The Mets hitting has been really good. They're hitting .241 as a team. But they have fantastic pitching to go along with that. Let's think about this. Jacob deGrom on Friday night, a 2-hit, 15 strikeout performance. He has 50 Ks on the season, and he has a league-leading best 0.31 ERA. Marcus Stroman, he has a 2.25 ERA. Very nice. A 3-1 record. He leads the team in wins, and he has 15 Ks on the season. Taijuan Walker, today, he pitched 7 innings of 3-hit ball with a 2.14 ERA, and he has 23 Ks on the season. He does have a 1-1 record. Taijuan Walker, you did a great job today. However, the Mets have the support in the bullpen. Edwin Diaz, he has a 1-1 record with 2 saves and a 2.25 ERA. Trevor May, one of the best middle relievers. He has a 1-1 record with a save and a 3.38 ERA on the season. And the Mets team ERA is 3.47. That is how the New York Mets are in first place in the National League East. And I know the East is hotly contested. I'm not going to make that up. But here's the truth. The Mets are one of the best teams in baseball right now. It has been crazy. They took 2 out of 3 from the Washington Nationals. I know the Nationals are bad. And it's all there is, and that's the fact of the matter. But here's the deal. The Mets are one of the best ball clubs. They don't get a lot of attention, but they're going to get a lot of attention this week. The Mets play the Red Sox on Tuesday night on ESPN, and then they're going to be back on Sunday night when they face the Phillies, and the Philadelphia Phillies, and that's going to be a huge series. Mark my word. And I'll have more on that on Friday. Let's move on. Did any of you folks have a chance to see the Arizona Diamondbacks Atlanta Braves doubleheader today? It was not much of a contest in either game. Madison Bumgarner pitched a 7-inning no-hitter, which sadly, in the MLB record book, it will not count. But a no-hitter's a no-hitter. I don't care if it's 7 innings or not. He pitched 7 innings of no-hit ball. Very impressive. And however, it did complete a dominant day for the Arizona Diamondbacks when they swept and they took both games of the doubleheader against the Braves. For the first time since 1977, 2 pitchers pitched a no-hitter in the same day. And the Atlanta Braves in both games combined only had 1 hit. That was it, and that was in the first game. And in a 5-0 and a 7-0 shutout in games 1 and 2, the Diamondbacks proved themselves. But right now, I know the Diamondbacks are a little down and out right now. I'm not going to make that up. But it was a great day in Atlanta if you're a Diamondbacks fan. And that is the possible truth, and everybody knows it. But what a day it was in hot Atlanta for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Madison Bumgarner, the former San Francisco Giant, proved himself, and he proved his worth on this day. And now, let's move on to something else. The Cincinnati Reds. The Reds started the season red hot. And now all of a sudden they've lost 7 in a row and they've gone stone cold. And right now, I don't know what in the world is going on with the Cincinnati Reds right now, but they look bad. And let's see. They just wrapped up a series against the St. Louis Cardinals. And I think we can figure out what the problem was. It was the pitching. It was a combination of everything. Let's think about this for a second. Nick Castellanos, he's hitting .304. He was 4 for 12 for the series. Not bad. Tyler Naquin, the former Cleveland Indian, he has a .263 batting average. He was 1 for 5. And for the last week, he's a combined 4 for his last 17. Joey Votto, he has a .217 batting average. He was 0 for the series with 5 strikeouts. And Jesse Winkler, he has a .381 batting average. In the series against the Cardinals, he was 5 for 12 with 3 strikeouts. And in the way the Cardinals swept the Reds, let's think about this. On Friday, the Reds sent Sonny Gray to the mound. Oh, that was a nightmare. That was a nightmare. Sonny Gray was 0 for 1 with a 7.88 ERA. And in his last 7 days, his ERA is above 12 at 12.27. No joke. And in his game against the Cardinals, when he was on a Friday night, he only pitched 3 2/3, gave up 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 home run, walked 1, but struck out 6. On Saturday, the Reds sent Wade Miley to the mound. He has a 2-2 record. He had a 2-2 record with a 2.45 ERA. And in his last 7 days, his ERA has been 4.91. He pitched 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, only struck out 2. Not bad. But the Cardinals still won because the Reds bullpen let him down. On Sunday, the Reds sent Luis Castillo to the mound. He was 1 for 2 with a 6.29 ERA. And in his last 7 days, he was 0 for 1 with an ERA at 7.20. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 home runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. How bad is that? How bad is that? The Reds right now as a team, they're hitting a collective 254. That's not bad, but they've lost 7 in a row. And the team ERA for the Reds right now is 4.60. Yikes. That is a nightmare. And that's all there is to it. So if the Reds want to get back and be red hot again, they got to start winning some ball games, because right now the Cincinnati Reds are a complete nightmare. Sorry about the Scott Manning Sports Sound Machine. That's what you've been listening to. Now, let's move on. The Brooklyn Nets beat the Phoenix Suns today, 128-119. And all of a sudden now, the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers find themselves tied atop of the NBA Eastern Conference. And the Phoenix Suns, they're in a very safe position right now. They're going to be in the playoffs no matter what. They're going to be the 2 seed behind the Utah Jazz. So they have nothing to be ashamed of. Kyrie Irving today was great. 34.6 rebounds, 12 assists. Kevin Durant, he played limited minutes. Well, I know he played limited minutes, but in his limited time and out on the court, he was a beast today. 33.6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Sweet! Blake Griffin today, not bad off the bench. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. But for the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker, I feel bad for him. 36 points today, he had 3 rebounds. DeAndre Ayton, 20 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Chris Paul, off the bench, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists today. Both teams are safely in the playoffs. The Phoenix Suns are the 2 seed as it stands right now. They could drop to the 3 seed in the NBA West. We'll have to wait and see. But the Brooklyn Nets, this is a huge win because they're just right back to where they started with the Philadelphia 76ers. Here's the thing. The way that it has been going, it's going to come down to the final week of the season. Both teams are safely in the playoffs, so they're going to get this.
House of pleasure. House of pleasure.
That's what both teams are entitled to. And here's the deal. Could they possibly take it away? There's a lot of basketball. This is the final week of the regular season. And the NBA postseason starts next week with a lot to talk about. So, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. We got the play-in tournament. We have the play-in playoff tournament coming up for the 7 and 10 seed, for the 7 and 10 seeds in the NBA playoffs. And the playoff picture is anything but wrapped up for sure. And that's the truth of the matter. And that's the bottom line. All right, NASCAR fans. A lot of you guys have been waiting for me for this NASCAR report almost all day. Brad Keselowski came home the winner of the Geico Talladega 500 today. He is the 9th different winner in 10 races this season. Very nice. And what a great race it was. I thought for a while Matt DiBenedetto was going to win it. He led 28 laps but finished 6th. He got hung out in the dry in the final laps. So listen to this. Brad Keselowski the winner. William Byron came home 2nd. And Daytona 500 champion Michael McDowell actually got a 3rd out of it. Not a bad day for him. Bob Jenkins and those guys and that small team know how to get it done on the big tracks. But Roger Penske, he's obviously found a way to make up for that Daytona 500 win, because you remember back in February when Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski took each other out of the race on the final lap and Michael McDowell came home the winner. There were 400 Penske employees asking, "Where's our Daytona 500 bonus?" Roger Penske had to say, "It's all messed up in a mess of sheet metal and it's gone up in flames." And that was about accurate. He was not that far off. Brad Keselowski coming home the winner today. Coming home the winner of Talladega. Now the NASCAR Cup Series goes on to beautiful Kansas Speedway for another great race there. And also one thing too, Colton Herta came home the winner of the IndyCar race in St. Petersburg, Florida today. Simon Pagenaud was second. Actually, Joseph Newgarden was second. Will Power was third. So it was a pretty good day for the Penske team, but Colton Herta came home the winner in his beautiful Honda, and it was a great race in St. Pete. Jimmy Johnson, the 7-time NASCAR champ, finished 22nd out of 24 cars entered in today's race. So what's next for the IndyCar series? We go on to Texas for our twin battle, for our pair of twin races at the Texas Motor Speedway, and then it's off to Indianapolis for the actual month of May in the Indianapolis 500. Now, just a reminder, 40% capacity for this year's 500-mile race, which is 135,000 fans. It's going to be the biggest crowd since the beginning of COVID-19. Keep that in mind. So we go to Texas, and then it's off to Indianapolis, and to get ready for the month of May at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for my closing thoughts on this night. What a weekend series it was between the Dodgers and the Padres. Clayton Kershaw getting lit up by Fernando Tatis Jr. A lot of fireworks that were expected. Nobody expected the Padres to take 3 out of 4 from the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. Was this a mark of revenge for the Padres after what the Dodgers did to them at Petco back in San Diego a week earlier? A lot of people can say yes. And when Fernando Tatis hit the home run off of Trevor Bauer on Saturday, Trevor Bauer was like, "You don't need to go Bush League. He has a right to celebrate." And I really thought, and that took a lot of class for Trevor Bauer to say that. Because every time you see a player celebrate and act like an idiot, you know they're going to get thrown at next inning. But here's the deal. We may have a new rivalry, the Dodgers and the Padres. They still have a ways to go to get up to the Cubs and the Cardinals and the Yankees and the Red Sox. But this weekend series was a big one. And it was definitely big. Right now, the Padres have a 4-3 advantage over the Dodgers after 7 games. And that's huge. And let me tell you something, people. We got a long way to go. They got a lot more matchups to come. Are the Los Angeles Dodgers in trouble? Well, after losing 3 of 4 at your own ballpark to the Padres, I say yes. This time, the National League West has competition. I did pick the Dodgers to win the National League West. However, I also said, watch out for the Padres because they'll come back and get you. And they got them and they took 3 of 4 at Dodger Stadium. That was impressive. It took them 11 innings to do it. And it took them coming back down 7-1 for the Padres to beat the Dodgers. It was a great win, and it was a win that everybody needed. So here's the deal. They have a lot more games to go. But who will win the National League West? Everybody who don't, I'm also going to warn you now, don't sleep on San Francisco. Don't sleep on the Giants either. A lot of people are sleeping on them because they're thinking, oh, LA, San Diego. You might want to think about the Giants too because the Giants are right in the middle of it. They're actually ahead of the Padres at this moment in the National League West standings. But I will say this for sure. The Los Angeles Dodgers have some tough competition. And it was proven in this 4-game battle between the Padres and the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. And that is my take for this night. And what a weekend it was. The weekend's over. We get ready for the week. And it was a great weekend. And I'm glad I was here to share it with you and to share the highlights. Okay, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I will be back Friday afternoon at 12 noon for the weekend kickoff show. I will get you ready for the weekend in the sports world. It's going to be a great weekend. I am looking so forward to this. I am looking so forward to spending time with you guys. It's going to be great. I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I will post my show on Facebook and on a few Facebook pages that I have. And I will post this on my Facebook page for all of you guys to see. And if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, all you have to do is type my name down, Scott Manning. Just scroll down, look for this pretty face, click subscribe, and I'll be happy. And if you can get more subscribers, that would be wonderful. Because I'm a new guy, I'm new on the block. And I want to make this show work. I really do, from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank you guys for being with me here tonight. You guys have a great night. I will see you Friday at 12 noon for the weekend kickoff show. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for being with me on this late night, and God bless. Good night, everybody, and I thank you.